The following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Hi and welcome to another episode of The Grind. My name is Violet Njeki, and as we say all Mondays, another business, another entrepreneur. And today we head down to Exodus Funeral Services, and we're going to be talking about coffins. People say that talking about death is bad luck, but again, we have to talk about it. It's something that happens. And that is why today we are talking about coffins and the business of funeral services. I'll be talking to the manager of Exodus, and he will tell us how he got to build this industry from the ground up. Come with me. Hi Ken, how are you?
Hi Violet, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Wow, this place, okay, not what I was imagining, but wow. So please, I know you, but people do not know you. Please introduce yourself.
Okay. So my names are Kennedy Ndangile Kisinga. I'm the manager and sales director of Exodus Funeral Services.
Yes.
This is the head office at Kenyatta Market.
Yeah.
Though there are other branches.
Yeah. Tell me, what does Exodus Funeral Services do in a whole?
So the services we render, casket services. We also have transport, which we refer them to the hearses.
Yeah.
Then we have the wreaths or the flowers. Then we offer the suits or the gowns for the deceased.
Yeah.
So those are the services I offer. So basically everything in a funeral service apart from a mortuary.
Oh wow, so it comes as a package apart from the mortuary now.
Apart from the mortuary.
Wow, so Exodus, how long has Exodus been in existence?
Yeah, we started, officially the business we started in 2006.
2006? Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, the pioneer actually is my dad.
Yeah.
So for me, this is a family business. Yeah. So he's the pioneer. We started in 2006, but back then we were located at Ngara. Yeah.
2006, and that is like how many years later? Around 15?
Around 16 years now in business.
That's some good years put in there.
Yeah.
So tell me about the startup of Exodus. How did it come to start?
So with the Exodus, we didn't directly start with the coffins. Actually, the director, who is Mr. Patrick, he started with one vehicle, which was a normal van. So initially, we used to operate with something called transfers. So what I mean by a transfer is, once someone goes away or dies, sorry to say, so they call us where I'll transport the body from the place of death to a nearby mortuary or the mortuary of the family's
so it's
choice.
Basically just how ambulances take people to the hospital.
Yes, so that's how we began. So, but with such a business to build, you need clientele, you need referrals. So from there, actually we benchmark from a guy called Mbaku. He's the one who showed us the whereabouts about the caskets, how they are made, and it was a step by step. So, but we began with the hearse, where we only dealt with transfer services, and then little by little we started building up our relationships with mortuaries. For example, Kenyatta Mortuary, Montezuma over here, Umash, where they will give us jobs now to go do the burial. Yeah. So with time we got a showroom now. It was a small shop in Ngara, where now we began with the caskets.
That is where the journey of the caskets began.
That was the foundation of the caskets.
The name Exodus, we see in the Bible, Exodus means journey.
The journey.
Is there a meaning behind the name Exodus?
Yes.
For this service now?
Yes, so the word Exodus, the name Exodus, we actually just went with it. Exodus means the journey.
Yes.
So from here, it's a journey where you'll get the casket, you go to the mortuary, you go to the home area. So that's the journey.
We're taking you on the final journey.
Yeah, it's the last respect.
Oh, yeah. So they say for every business, you need to have some capital to start.
Yes.
How was it for Exodus?
So for Exodus, initially, like I'm saying, it was a family business. So my parents initially owned a supermarket. So the savings they had it from there, they all took it just to get one vehicle, which we put it as a hearse. So that was the hearse was the foundation.
It's what built Exodus.
It was built Exodus, from one van It's where we got clientele, and I can say we did a good job.
Yeah.
Because in such a business, you can't tell someone to like upon rendering the services, I won't tell you welcome back, because I mean
True.
it's there.
Yeah.
So what I will need to do is give good services, because you will refer me to someone else.
Yes.
So slowly by slowly, that's how we started. So to answer your question, the capital came from savings of a supermarket, where we were able to get a hearse, which was a van. The van is like the normal matatus that you see, but
The 14-seater.
The 14-seater, yeah. But specifically for dealing with the bodies and transfer of bodies, then slowly we build from there to get an office. Then from the office, now you do the things company do, get a receipt book, get everything else.
Just build the business.
Pole, and here we are now.
So when it comes to caskets, we have different kind of caskets. Where do you get your raw materials? Because I've seen what you have here.
Yeah.
And they're of different kinds, different types.
Yeah.
Where do you get these raw materials?
Now, for the caskets, now they depend with the type of wood. So these are caskets, yes, but nimbao at the end of the day. It's pure wood. Now, if you can go around and show you an example of what I'm talking about. Like the one standing on that side, those were the very first version of the caskets, ever. They're called the simple caskets, actually. So those were the first versions. So for us as a company, we have a workshop where we have our suppliers, guys who make for us the caskets. So with these first versions, those were the only designs. We actually didn't come up with the designs, but with little progress, now we started making our own designs. I can say, for example, there's a casket where the late Fidel was the son of
Raila
Odinga. So with him, they came here with a specific design where they asked us if you can do it.
Also, they actually wrote it down and brought it to you guys.
Yeah. So what Fidel and the family did, there was a president called Reagan in the United States. So with them, that's what they chose. So they came with that. So actually the casket, I called it Reagan.
But so now it's a design.
But the wood it's called meruok, the type of tree. It's a meruok, but we came with the design. So I don't know if you can see the second casket, which looks maroon, but it's dark chocolate in color. That's what I refer to as the Reagan.
Wow.
So that was their design. So we have an example of that. So every casket depends with the type of paint we use and the type of wood. Over here we have a mahogany. So this is the original mahogany. This is not painted. So what we do with the mahogany, you make the shape. And the shape, you make it, the caskets are made according to the height. The height matters, the width of the shoulders matters. So every casket you see here, we call them the standard size, all the way from the simple caskets to the mahogany, to the meruoks, to the Reagan. So the standard size is 6.8. Although now we have people who are 7 feet, but that's called a special order.
Because you'll have to lengthen it a bit.
You have to lengthen it, you have to increase the feet in terms of the length and the width. And also you get people who, like, sorry to say, are big, like really big, so they won't fit in the standard size. So we have a special order where you will just choose the design that you want, whereby I'll communicate with my supplier, give him the measurements, and there you have it.
Wow. That is quite the process, but it's a journey. You have to give them the best of the final journey.
It's a journey. It's
so
step by step.
When it comes to, you've said the different kind of woods. What is determinant of your pricing of the coffins that you have?
So like mahogany. People think mahogany is the strongest wood, but in terms of pricing, I have something called the Elgon teak. We have the meruok. So those are VIP woods. In our business, that's what we call them. So in terms of the pricing, we all go from the meruok to mahogany to Elgon teak, and our cheapest wood, which we use, are the MDFs. Those are the cheapest. They are softwood. So for the MDF, it will be cheaper. Like, for example, the simple caskets. The cheapest casket I have over here, it's for 15,000. And for example, this mahogany comes to 65,000. The difference in pricing is the type of wood.
So even when a client comes, how do you sell for them? Let me give you this, or let me give you this, or let me give you this. How do you sell that part to the client?
Yeah, so with the client specifically, we go with what they want, their preference. Now we will start with the type of wood. They'll be like, the disease loved hardwood, alikuwa mtu wa mbao. So there directly I will know either it's a meruoc, elgontic, or mahogany. So that's where we'll start from. Then the color. So they will need maybe a meruoc but in dark color. And for example, if I can give you an example, mahogany, it's not painted.
It comes as it is.
It comes as it is. Wood yenyewe. But for the meruocs, you can do it. For example, this is a meruoc, and we have a meruoc tinted, which I've painted it in dark. So we go with those preferences. The disease loved, let's say black or brown. I will have to stick with the color and the type of wood or what they liked. Yeah, that's how we try to differentiate in terms of selling these coffins.
And when you're selling it, you said you also deal with wreaths and even
hearse.
Is it all inclusive when you price the coffin, or you price them differently?
No. So for the packages, each and every commodity that I sell comes as a package. We can start with the coffins. Now each and every coffin comes with a wooden cross. With the wooden cross.
Wait, the cross comes with it?
As part of the package. Now for example, this is a mahogany, which the best price I sell at 65. But biashara ni biashara. Unaweza kuja weni umekuweza, so my 65 might go to 75. But if there's a room for negotiation, I won't go below 65. Now it comes as a package. Number one, this casket that you choose, for example, if it's a mahogany, it will come with a wooden cross as part of the package at no extra cost. Now, for the wooden cross, we usually we engrave it where you write the names of the deceased. For example, it's Kennedy Ndangili Kisinga, born in, for example, October 12th, 1995, then rest in peace. After that, this casket, if the mortuary is within Nairobi County, so for example, Mbagathi, Montezuma, Umash, or Kenyatta National Hospital, I will deliver it personally.
You as the as Exodus?
So I as the seller will deliver it to the mortuary a day before the burial. A day before the burial, I mean, for example, per se, if you are willing to travel on Friday and the burial is at Machakos, I will deliver this casket on Thursday to Kenyatta Mortuary.
So that they can go with it on Friday?
So that it can be booked in. Then upon Friday, they enter it in the house, So that's the package of the casket. So it will come with a wooden cross, it will come with the free delivery of the casket if it's within Nairobi. Now, kuna mochari zingine hata ziko Kisii, Kericho. If that happens, I will have to charge you extra.
Understandable.
So that's the package of the casket.
Wow. This is quite an interesting business. It is, I'm actually shocked, but anyway, we'll be right back. We are talking to Kennedy, the manager of Exodus Funeral Services, and I know he has a lot to tell us about this amazing industry. We'll be right back.
You are watching TV47, the home of Untold Stories. Next on Men's Conference.
Do men have a guy code?
Munisikize. Kwanza nataka kusema jambo moja. Tumepata mgeni ambaye anaitwa Beatrice, ameingia kwenye kikundi hiki. Mnafurahia? Huyu ndio dada Beatrice. Japo kwa kuna mama tu mmoja anaitwa.
You are watching TV47, the home of Untold Stories.
Welcome back to The Grind, and if you had missed the first part, my name is Violet Njeki, and we're talking to Kennedy of Exodus Funeral Services, and he's telling us about the business of making coffins and giving people their final journey, and that is why they gave it the name Exodus, which actually makes sense. So, Kennedy, let me ask you a question. coffins, when someone is dealing with coffins, it's basically about death. What are those misconceptions that people have about death, and even to you as a person, that you'd like to clarify?
Yeah. Now, for example, number one, my point. Now, someone will enter here and ask me, how is this an office? Like, how do you sit there with coffins around?
Yeah.
And my answer will be, I'm just seated around wood. Yeah?
Well, for other people, it's...
Yeah, that's my consolation, you know? The guy's entering a shaky, like, wow.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm seated around wood.
Yeah.
And it's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah? So the misconceptions. Now, I get a lot of questions like, number one, how do you pray? Ken, how do you pray? Do you pray for death?
Or because you need business?
Yeah. What do you do? How do you pray, or what do you do when the business is down? So, of course, and I'm like, I cannot pray for people to die.
Yeah.
So my prayer at the end of the day, because I'm going to work, will be, God, the ones you have taken, bring them my way so that I can give them the service. Yeah. So there's that one. Yeah. Another misconception. In this business, people think we are corny, or rather we are crazy, because there's this myth, people who work in the mortuaries, they're not okay, yeah. But I want to clarify one thing. This is not a mortuary. There are no dead bodies inside this casket. Yeah. That's why I keep on saying I'm chilling around wood. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that's one. Now the hearses now. Yeah. That's where now the propaganda comes. If I can give you an example. In our culture, huko Kenya, sorry to say, kwanza tukienda Western, there are things you hear like, okay, I've serviced my car, it's on the trip now. For example, we are going to Kisii, or we are going to Kisumu. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, these are things that have happened. Gari nakata kufanya.
Amekata kuenda. A normal person won't understand that. You really have to be explained. Yeah, but it's cultural, it's beliefs, we as Africans. So you give them their time. Ukiambiwa imekata, don't panic, because they have to get out. Wanasema, they pray for the body. Yeah, they beg the body to move. Please release us, let us bury you. So these things do happen. Yeah, they do.
It's not on us. Yeah, it's things that we do experience.
Yeah, but even with this misconception, this is still a business.
It's still a business.
There are risks and challenges that you face when it comes to business. What are some of those?
Some of the risks now, in each and every casket that you see here, number one, the challenges, I will say, it's competition. Yeah, like I'm based at Kenyatta Market and I'm at the basement, and there's no any other office here that does not deal with
funeral services.
We are all dealing with funeral services.
All businesses around here.
All around here. Yeah. So number one, the challenges I have, it's the competition. Because for example, like this mahogany, I told you it's at 65. Yeah. Now, uko soko, you're allowed to shop around.
To look
you
around.
Get into another shop. Now, somebody will be like, okay, I'll give it to you at 50. Looks like a good deal. Why won't you pick it? I'm giving you at 65. There's a guy at 50. So number one will be competition. Number two, not everyone is trustworthy.
Yes.
Yeah? Because now, per se, if I sell this casket to you, you won't pay directly all the 65,000. There's something called the deposit and the balance. So for me to start preparing this casket, I will need a deposit. Now my challenges comes like, I will deliver this casket to the mortuary. But once I'm calling for my balance, the person is mteja, you have already delivered the product. So yeah, these are one of those challenges that I'm facing. Those two challenges mostly.
They're the biggest that you face as
the competition and untrustworthy customers.
You've said that some customers, one of the challenges that you prepare one and then you take it. Has it ever happened to you that you take it and then they don't pay? What do you actually do when it comes to such a situation?
Now for that, Exodus is a company, and that's why you won't just come with money and I'll just deliver the casket out. No, the receipts, I'm allowed to take you to court if it gets to that far, because I'm using my money to bring this product over here. So if it happens that someone is refusing with my money, I'll just have to go to the law enforcement. There is nothing else.
It is a business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So for this business, I know for most people will see that if it has highlights.
Yeah.
But does Exodus have a highlight that you can think about, that you can say, we did this and it was actually something that you felt you did good?
Yeah. Now, with this business, like I explained earlier, I will never tell anyone, welcome back. Because first of all, that's rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're dealing with death. Now, what I usually say, a referral is the highest honor business can get. Yeah. For example, if you pick my services, I follow up. I won't just deliver this casket to the mortuary and that's it, until I'm done with it. I have to ensure it's delivered. Who did I deliver it to? The mortuary on the other side, we have to sign. I delivered the casket. In it came with a pillow inside, a glass veil for the viewing, and a wooden cross. Yeah. So upon coming tomorrow, the family finds everything intact. So for me to survive in this business, I depend mostly on referrals. And it's one of the greatest achievements that I have, yeah? The referrals, because I do a good business. That's my assurance to my customers, yeah? That I will do. Because, you know, at times, you meet, you know, it's death. The customers I have are not happy people. They don't come here when they're happy, yeah? So, for example, if they become rude, you know, if like the questions you're asking me and they ask, and per se we are not coming to an understanding, you know, they usually get mad, you know, or they try to see it's like you're trying to con them or anything. You need to be calm. You need patience with this business. Listen to them. Now, we have my drivers, yeah? I have a couple of horses. I don't know if you ask me that about it as we progress, but I really depend on them to bring my customers back because they're the ones on the road. My driver is the one going to Kisumu. Please be humble. Listen to these guys. You're only with them a couple of hours, 1 day or 2 days, yeah? So be it they are mad, just go with their pace, console them, and they will be back. Yeah, so my assurance for this business, I totally depend on referrals and discipline. You need dignity to survive in such a business.
Yeah. You've talked so much about referrals. Is this the main point of your marketing, or as you've said, your drivers? What is that thing that you'll say I use to market Exodus?
Yeah, now, number one, we're in the office now. As the salesman, when I'm selling this to you, you need to feel that I'm trustworthy. Because you're trusting me with a lot of money. Because you're picking a full package, not a casket. I'm selling you a casket, for example, at 60,000. Maybe you're just burying here in Langata, I will charge you 10,000. Then maybe the flowers, which I will charge you another 10,000. So for example, the whole package will come to 100,000. That is a lot of money.
True.
Yeah?
100,000 is a lot.
Yeah, and if you ask me how much is the deposit, it's half of the total price, yeah? Which will be 50,000, which is still a lot of money. So for you to trust me with that money, first of all, I need to have my people communication skills. And once you come to my office, you won't just explain to me that, okay, you are going to Kisumu, you're going to Kisii or Langata, and I'm just hearing it. It won't just be verbal communication. I need to have my laptop over there. I need to have a pen to notice these things down, everything. Yeah, so it starts with me here in the office. Be gentle. Do not, for example, you chose a metalwork. Don't supply a mahogany.
No.
Supply what the customer wanted. Yeah. And one thing, in all businesses, the customer is always right. Always right.
So for someone who wants to join this industry, there are actually people, interestingly enough, that want to join this industry. What advice will you have for them?
Actually, people think this is a lifetime business. Pesa itawaisha, because there's this thing where people die every day, which you don't have control over. The most honest advice I will give is have dignity. Have dignity.
Even in death, dignity.
Have dignity. You will survive. You will survive. And be humble, because you're not dealing with happy people. Una deal with guys wenye wako na hasira, they are mad, they don't understand why their person is gone this too soon, this early, you know. So have dignity. And by dignity, I mean, there are times you just want to get the money, Whatever you're saying in the office, come the D-Day, it's not what you're delivering. It's so simple for you to survive here. If you chose this, it's this that I'm supposed to bring, yeah? And there's no way I will sell this casket and I've already sold it to someone yesterday, yeah? Because, for example, these caskets, they take 5 to 6 days for them to be fully prepared, yeah? And then per se, you come today and you'll think it's possible that I will sell this casket, tell my supplier to make it tomorrow, and I will have it by Thursday. It's impossible. That is a lie. And even if it will happen, you won't deliver what they saw in your showroom. So the best advice is have dignity. Have dignity, be honest, and know how to talk with people.
Yeah. So even as we wind up, please tell us where we can find Exodus Funeral Services.
So Exodus Funeral Services, our main office is based at Kenyatta Market, Golf Course Commercial Center. We're at the basement. It's directly opposite Gotv Hospital. Whereas we have other branches. We have one in Muthiga, that's in Kikuyu sides, past Westlands. Then we have one in Huruma, a place called John Saga, that's in Eastlands. And then we have one in my rural area, Makueni County, a place called Water. Yes. So utapata Exodus hapo. We also have websites at www.exodusfuneralservices.com. Yeah, bado I haven't been able to niingie Instagram. I post some caskets, but technology tutatufikisha hapo.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kennedy, for your insight about this industry. Well, we've been talking to Kennedy, the manager of Exodus Funeral Services, and we've learned a lot about the coffin making business and the funeral services at large. Do not fear getting into this industry. Ken has said, business is business, and giving people a final journey is not something to fear about. So until next time we get to talk to another business, another entrepreneur, my name is Violet Njeki, and see you next time.